Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope you're doing well. We are continuing our reading of Sahih al Bukhari volume 1. We are in the book of As-Salah, the prayer, right? Was learning a lot about the prayer. Let us begin. Go ahead and listen to this as you are jogging. You got your AirPods in. You're washing dishes. You're cleaning your fish tank. Pruning your garden. Whatever fun thing it is that you're doing. Right. Number 378. Bismillah, let's begin. Narrated Anas bin Malik. May Allah be pleased with him. Once Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, fell off a horse, and his leg or shoulder got injured. He swore that he would not go to his wives for 1 month, and he stayed in a mushruba, attic room, having stairs made of date palm trunks. So his companions came to visit him, and he led them in salah prayer, sitting, whereas his companions were standing. When he finished the salah, he said, Imam is meant to be followed. So when he says Allahu Akbar, say Allahu Akbar, and when he bows, bow. When he prostrates, prostrate. And if he offers salah standing, offer salah standing. After the 29th day, the Prophet, peace be upon him, came down from the attic room, and the people asked him, O Allah's Messenger, you swore that you will not go to your wives for 1 month. He said, the month is of 29 days. Chapter 19. If the clothes of a praying person in prostration touched his wife, would that make his salah prayer invalid? Narrated Maymuna, may Allah be pleased with her, Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, was offering salah prayer while he was sitting beside him during my menses, and sometimes his clothes would touch me during his prostration. Maymuna, may Allah be pleased with her, added, he prayed on a humra, a small mat hardly sufficient for the face and the hands while prostrating during salah. Chapter 20. To offer as-salah, the prayers, on the hasir, a mat that is made of the leaves of date palm trees, and is as long as or longer than a man's stature. Jabir and Abu Sa'id offered salah prayers standing on board ship. Al-Hasan said, if it is not hard for one's companions, one may offer salah standing, and turn himself with its ship's turnings. Otherwise, pray sitting. Okay. So like the ship's like, oh, it's easy to get seasick. Narrated Anas bin Malik, may Allah be pleased with him. My grandmother, Mulaika, invited Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, for a meal which she herself had prepared. He, peace be upon him, ate from it and said, get up, I will lead you in salah prayer. Anas added, I took my hasir, washed it with water as it had become dark because of prolonged use, and Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, stood on it. The orphan and I aligned behind him, and the old lady Mulaika stood behind us. Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, led us in the salah and offered 2 rak'ah and then left. I noticed there's always a pattern of 2 rak'ah. Chapter 21. To offer as-salah, the prayer, on a humra, a small mat, hardly sufficient for the face and hands while prostrating during salah. Narrated Maymuna, may Allah be pleased with her, Allah's Messenger used to offer as-salah, the prayer, on a humra. Chapter 22. To offer as-salah, the prayer, on the bed. Anas offered salah prayer on his bed. Anas said, we used to offer as-salah, the prayer, with the Prophet, peace be upon him, and prostrate on our clothes. Narrated Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, the wife of the Prophet, peace be upon him. I used to sleep in front of Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, and my legs were opposite his Qibla. And in the prostration he pushed my legs, and I withdrew them, and when he stood, I stretched them. Aisha, peace be upon her, added, in those days the houses were without lights. Oh, see, it's dark. It's 1,000 years ago, right? 1,400 years ago. It's a long time. Narrated Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, offered salah prayer while I was lying like a dead body on his family bed between him and the Qibla. What is that? I wish I could read the Arabic hadith right there. Because if you're sleeping that deep, like that's funny. It's a funny way to word it. You're so sleepy that it's like, yeah. Narrated Urwa, may Allah be pleased with, I don't know if that's a girl or a man. I forgot who Urwa was. The Prophet, peace be upon him, offered salah prayer while Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, was lying between him and his Qibla on the bed on which they used to sleep. Chapter 23. To prostrate on a garment in scorching heat. Al-Hasan said, people used to prostrate on their turbans and head covers with their hands in their sleeves because of scorching heat. Narrated Anas bin Malik, may Allah be pleased with him. We used to offer salah prayer with the Prophet, peace be upon him, and some of us used to place the ends of their clothes at the place of prostration because of scorching heat. Sometimes the ground can be quite hot, right? So if you are on some sand, it hurts. It's too hot. Too hot. Chapter 24. To offer salah prayer with shoes on. Narrated Abu Maslama Sayyid bin Yazid al-Azidi, saying, I asked Anas bin Malik whether the Prophet, peace be upon him, had ever offered salah prayer with his shoes on. He replied, yes. That's good to know. Chapter 25. To offer a salah prayer wearing kuf leather socks. Narrated Ibrahim, Hammam bin al-Harith said, I saw Jarir bin Abdullah passing urine, and then he performed ablution and passed his wet hands over his kufain, 2 leather socks. Stood up and offered salah prayer. He was asked about it. He replied that he had seen the Prophet, peace be upon him, doing the same. They approved of this narration as Jarir was one of those who embraced Islam very late. Narrated Al-Mughira bin Shuba. I love that name, Al-Mughira. I helped the Prophet, peace be upon him, in performing ablution, and he passed his wet hands over his kufain, 2 leather socks, and prayed. If I have a son, I want to name him Mughira. But my husband wants to name him something different, but maybe we can come to an agreement. If we have 2 sons, then I can get to name one. Chapter 26. If someone does not prostrate properly. Narrated Hudayfa that he saw a person bowing and prostrating imperfectly when he finished his salah prayer. Hudayfa told him that he had not offered salah. The sub-narrator added, I think that Hudayfa also said, were you to die, you would die on a sunnah, legal way other than that of Muhammad, peace be upon him. Wow, okay, so that's a potent way of letting someone know, like, you're not doing good. You want to die while doing something that's correct. Chapter 27. During prostrations, one should allow his armpits and separate his forearms from his body. Narrated Abdullah bin Malik bin Buhayna, whenever the Prophet, peace be upon him, offered salah prayer during prostration, he used to separate his arms from his body so widely that the whiteness of his armpits was visible. This hadith comes a lot in my head every time I prostrate. It's really interesting. Chapter 28. Superiority of praying facing the Qibla with the toes toward it as well. Abu Humayd said that, referring to what the Prophet, peace be upon him, or used to do. Narrated Anas bin Malik, may Allah be pleased with him, Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, said, whoever offers salah prayer like us and faces our Qibla, Kaaba, at Mecca, during salah, and eats our slaughtered animals is a Muslim and is under Allah and His Messenger's protection. So do not betray Allah by betraying those who are in His protection. I like that. Don't betray Allah by betraying Muslims. Narrated, Anas bin Malik, may Allah be pleased with him, Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, said, I have been ordered to fight the people till they say, La ilaha illallah, none has the right to be worshipped but Allah, and if they say so, offer prayers like our salah prayers, face our Qibla, Kaaba at Mecca during prayer, and slaughter as we slaughter, then their blood and property will be sacred to us, and we will not interfere with them, except legally, and their reckoning will be with Allah. So when I hear fight, this is brought up, I mean, obviously, hand-to-hand combat, wars, you name it, but people forget fighting with the pen, with writing articles. That's how I look at when I'm writing refutations on my blog against pearly things. Like, what she's promoting is un-Islamic, and I combat her with an Islamic perspective. Try my best with the knowledge that I have. And people can write books, like there's offense and defense. Setting up schools, helping people to stop using drugs, getting out of occultism, you name it. There's a lot of different ways to fight your enemy. Psychological warfare, financial warfare, you name it. Narrated Maymun bin Siyah that he asked Anas bin Malik, O Abu Hamza, what makes the life and property of a person sacred? He replied, whoever says La ilaha illallah, none has the right to be worshipped but Allah, faces our Qibla, Kaaba at Mecca during the prayers, offers prayers like us and eats our slaughtered animal, then he is a Muslim, and he has got the same rights and obligations as other Muslims have. Chapter 29. The Qibla for the people of Al-Madinah, Sham in the east. The Qibla is neither to the east nor to the west for the people of Al-Madinah. As the Prophet, peace be upon him, said to them, do not face Qibla Kaaba at Mecca during defecation and urination in an open space. Face either east or west. I thought about that when I've heard it before, and I thought how cool it would be if Muslim architects could create the bathroom in a place where it wouldn't be possible, like the toilet, it wouldn't be facing that direction. You know, even if they're in building stuff in non-Muslim places, right? The construction planners or contractors, they could just design that, have it built in. Like, who would even know? Except for us Muslims, right? It would be cool to do that. Narrated Abu Ayyub al-Ansari, may Allah be pleased with him. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, while defecating, neither face nor turn your back to the Qibla, Kaaba at Mecca, but face east or west. Abu Ayyub added, when we arrived in Sham, we came across some laboratories facing the Qibla. Therefore, we turned ourselves while using them and asked for Allah's forgiveness. Chapter 30. The statement of Allah, Azza wa Jal. And take you people the Maqam, place of Abraham, or the stone on which Abraham, may Allah be pleased with him, stood while he was building the Kaaba, as a place of prayer for some of your salah, e.g. 2 rak'ah after the tawaf of Kaaba. V2 125. Narrated Amir bin Dinar, I asked Ibn Umar, can a person who has performed the tawaf around the Kaaba for Umrah but has not performed the tawaf, say going of As-Safa and Al-Marwa, have a sexual relation with his wife? Ibn Umar replied, when the Prophet, peace be upon him, reached Mecca, he performed the tawaf around the Kaaba, circumambulated it 7 times, and offered 2 rakah salah prayer at the place behind the Maqam, place of Abraham, and then performed the tawaf, say going of As-Safa and Al-Marwa. And verily, in Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, you have a good example to follow. Then we put the same question as in the above hadith, number 395, to Jabir bin Abdullah, and he too replied, he should go near his wife for sexual relations till... he should not go near his wife for sexual relation till he has finished the tawaf, say, going of As-Safa and Marwa. Interesting. Narrated, Mujahid, someone came to Ibn Umar and said, here is Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, entering the Kaaba. Ibn Umar said, I went there, but the Prophet, peace be upon him, had come out of the Kaaba, and I found Bilal standing between his 2 doors. I asked Bilal, did the Prophet, peace be upon him, offer salah prayer in the Kaaba? Bilal replied, yes. He prayed 2 rakah between the 2 pillars, which are to your left on entering the Kaaba. Then Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, came out and offered a 2 rakah salah facing the Kaaba. Wow, okay. 398. Narrated Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, when the Prophet, peace be upon him, entered the Kaaba, he invoked Allah on each and every side of it, and did not offer salah prayer till he came out of it, and offered a 2 rakah prayer facing the Kaaba, and said, this is the Qibla. Okay. Well, a lot there, man. In this section we learned whose property and stuff is protected, to eat our animals, declares himself a Muslim, face east or west, this praying with shoes on, quite a lot of hadiths from Anas bin Malik and Ibn Abbas. It would be cool for someone, I don't know if this is already done, but for them to write a book of like all hadiths of Ibn Abbas, all hadiths of Anas bin Malik. Like, that'd be really cool. Maybe I should do a playlist where in the future, like, I read all the hadiths of Ibn Abbas and then like put it on a playlist. I think that'd be cool. Like of each person here, right? Because like when it says narrated Bara bin Azib, right? And then each time I read like one hadith at a time of them, and you create like a playlist, it could totally help you to memorize it. Pretty cool. Maybe in the future, inshallah. That'd be fun. But for now, we're going in order, and this can help us with a sort of steady memorization, right? And then we can jump around. But I like to go line by line. I don't like to surf, because people who surf and go here and go there, they pretend like they've read a lot. But if you go the harder route, each one in order, word for word, then you know you've actually covered a solid amount of work. I mean, we've literally read 398 hadiths in this book alone, right? Fantastic. Let me know what you think. What was your favorite hadith? And if you'd like to join my blog, it's www.subscribestar.com/Milahan Archive. Hope to see you there.